And we are live. Hello, everybody. And welcome to Jay and Toby's True Crime in the Afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Today on the show, Paul Flores, who was accused of helping his son with the killing of Kristen Smart, is linked to a 2007 rape allegation. So more is coming out on this guy. What a family, huh? Florida police on the lookout for Rosalia, who was a mystery woman who was operating a witchcraft scam. A Craigslist killer lured men with bogus job ads and then shot them. A woman beats her husband to death, dismembers him, and then scatters his body parts, and much, much more. If you're not familiar with our show here, we are the sister show to the main Jason Hebert channel, where we interviewed the loved ones of missing persons and unsolved crimes in an effort to help spread awareness and bring justice. Make sure to check that channel out at 9 p.m. Eastern Time today, where we do have a missing persons interview for you. This morning show is a bit of an extension to that nighttime program and works a bit differently. Instead of interviewing the subjects, we instead take a look at stories from a third-party perspective and give our own opinions of them, as well as communicating with you guys, our subscribers, through the chat in an effort to get to know you guys better, while our co-host literally snores. We also raise money during this show to support the efforts required to find the families we interview, research their cases, promote the stories, and everything else that comes along with the time-intensive processes that make up the 125 interviews or so we have on the main channel. So we do appreciate anyone who can donate to support. If you wish to do so, we give you guys a couple cool perks. The link is in the description, which is always right above or below the video. And anyone who does donate will get a shout out on screen like this for the duration of the show. Give me just a second and I'll put it here, guys. Okay. Right now you'll see N/A as obviously nobody has yet donated since we just started. So if you do, boom, it goes right up right where you see that N/A. That's where your name will go as a thank you for donating to support the show. Or the channel, we should say. Channels, plural. Because most of them, as we said, goes towards our main channel, helping with the interviews. If you do donate, the other thing you get, the last thing is, not so much you, but it gives our co-host here, as he wakes up from the crinkle of the bag, what a surprise, every donation gets him a treat. So just a little fun thing we do to promote support for the channel. So when you do donate, within the first 10-15 minutes, it's called our lightning round. So right now it's 3:05. We'll call it till 3:15. It does get Toby it gets him double treats for the first 15 minutes. So if you would like to help Toby get double treats, go right ahead and get that in within the first 10-15 minutes for the lightning round. And Toby gets twice as much bacons, his favorite thing in the world. That's if we can keep him awake. He already did a show earlier, so he is quite pooped, as you can see. Hey, Annie, I sent you a message. It isn't important. Just read when you have time. Absolutely, I will get to that. Check that out for you. I actually have something to tell you, too. It's also not super important. I will tell you once we finish the show and talk in person on Messenger. Well, not so much in person, but you know what I mean. Okay, guys. So in about 10 minutes, I'll check to see if any donations came in to give Toby his bacons. But in the meantime, let's get looking some of these stories. Now, I didn't actually cover this one in the intro, but a Florida mom who worked in a hotel is found beaten to death in a room that she cleaned, and the guest is being charged. Tina Strader, 46 years old, of Venice, was found brutally slain in a hotel closet. So let's get a picture of Tina. I believe this is her husband or boyfriend in the picture, not the guy who killed her, obviously, because I don't know why I should take a picture like that with the cleaner. But this is Miss Strader right here. And that's her husband, Gerald. So Gerald Strader grew worried when he didn't hear back from his wife, Tina, who worked as a housekeeper at a Florida hotel where they both worked and lived. Oh, I see. They were living there. On Tuesday, his worst fears were realized when he opened the closet of a room at the Rodeway Inn in Venice that she'd been cleaning. Nobody had seen her, Gerald Strader told local Fox affiliate WFLA Reports. Disabled and in a wheelchair, he made his way to the room where she'd been working. Poor guy was in a wheelchair. When I went and finally opened the door, I found her, he told WFLA. I can't even imagine his shock. Absolutely awful to find your wife like that. He found his wife, a mother of 4 and grandmother of 2, severely beaten, bruised, and unconscious with a towel stuffed in her mouth, according to deputies, the Miami Herald reports. That sounds like she was alive when it was happening, possibly was screaming. So the culprit probably stuffed the towel in there. This is one of the most egregious recent crimes we have seen in Sarasota County, said Sheriff Kurt A. Hoffman in a statement. My heart breaks for this woman's family and her husband. Am I still showing my screen? Yeah. So Mr. Strader here posted a picture of Tina, presumably in the hotel pool, just relaxing. What a shame. There's her in better days, smiling, laughing. At 10:30 a.m. Tuesday, deputies from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office rushed to the hotel at 1710 Tamiami Trail, responding to reports about a bleeding, unconscious woman. So she was still bleeding, huh? Witnesses tried to perform CPR on her until paramedics arrived. If she was still bleeding, maybe they had a chance. Maybe they just missed it. She was rushed to a local hospital where she died of her injuries hours later, the sheriff's office said in a statement. Her death elevated the alleged crime from aggravated battery to homicide. Less than 5 minutes after receiving the initial 911 call about Strader, deputies responded to another call at the nearby intersection of Alligator Drive and South Tamiami Trail, this time about, quote, a suspicious white male acting erratically on the street corner, the sheriff's office said. The man allegedly appeared under the influence of narcotics. It took 5 deputies to get him into custody, the sheriff's office said. The man, identified as Stephen Havrilka, 30 years old of Venice, was taken to a local hospital for observation. During their investigation, detectives reviewed surveillance video allegedly showing Havrilka entering room 209 in the hotel, the room where she was found. Strader had allegedly been beaten right after she texted her husband at 8:49 a.m., the Herald reports. Wow, if only he could have gotten to her. If they had made plans to meet, anything that could have made them suspicious about where she was a little bit sooner. Because of blood. If she was still bleeding when they found her, hadn't been too long, everything would have been dried and stopped. It means her heart was still going. The video, according to deputies, shows Havrilka entering the room at 8:50 a.m., just 1 minute after she had gone inside. Wow. And she texted her husband 1 minute before that. So imagine finding that out. You text your wife, everything's fine. That happens, and you find out it was 1 minute after last speaking to her. Life is truly a game of minutes and seconds. He allegedly stayed there until 9:04 a.m. when he is seen leaving the room carrying a white towel and his shoes. So he was in there for 14 minutes. It sure doesn't take long, huh? To take somebody's life. He can be seen leaving the motel at 9:12 a.m. So about 8 minutes after that. No one goes in or out of the room until Gerald Strader goes inside at 10:07 a.m. So little less than an hour after. And that's when he found her, reports the Herald. Armed with a search warrant, detectives recovered evidence from the alleged beating, the sheriff's office said. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, secrets, says Marissa. Very sad. Sure is, guys. Havrilka was allegedly uncooperative when detectives interviewed him, according to the sheriff's office. He has a lengthy record, the sheriff's office said in its statement. He's a convicted felon with 19 felony convictions and 10 misdemeanor convictions, the sheriff's office said. That is a heck of a record. Looks like this guy doesn't have too much of a leg. Toby snoring. Can you hear him? Can you guys hear that? He's getting louder. Toby, we're in the middle of a show. What are you doing, bud? You're not getting any treats if they come in. Can't eat while you sleep. So as Toby sleeps, don't worry, guys. I'll take care of this one. Excuse me. Havrilko's convictions range from strangulation and battery of a person 65 years or older to motor vehicle theft and tampering with a witness. So this guy's done a little bit of everything. And apparently he's if not a drug addict, he's at least a drug user. At a press conference, Hoffman said Havrilko did not know the victim, but perhaps spent days observing her. She was doing her job and was terrorized and battered. As a husband, I can't imagine what this victim's husband is feeling now. I want to see that this man is put away for life. I sure hope he is. He better not be getting one of these little fluffy charges where he'll get, paroled or have a chance for parole in 5 or 10 years. I hate when that happens. He has not yet entered a plea. His arraignment is scheduled for May 28th. It's unclear whether he has retained an attorney, and police have not yet said what allegedly led to the beating that killed Strader. I'm going to guess it was something sexual, some kind of obsession or fascination or something along those lines. Bothers me, guys. Can't wait till technology makes it so these guys have no chance of hurting anybody. We can just follow them around and stop things before they even start. How's everybody doing? Got a slow start today. What a slow day overall on the channel, huh? It was slow earlier too. How is everybody today? We got about 7 people in here. I know a lot of people don't talk. They just kind of listen while they do things. But how is everybody? Hope everyone's having a good day. It is quite the quiet day here at Jason and Toby Enterprises. Looks like Toby's smiling. Let me see. He's passed out. Can you guys hear him snoring? I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, anyways, it's cute. He's in the middle of his show, and he's passed out. He said, "Wake me up when there's bacon," and then he went to sleep. Toby, you got to do the whole show, not just when it benefits you and gets you treats. So I don't know if anybody else is familiar with a software called Canva. They help you with, they're how I use my thumbnails. Let me tell you something. They do something a little bit deceptive, I found out today. So they have a couple features. It's pretty much a free software, but they do have a couple features that they offer on their pro package. So about a month ago, I'm going through it, and they said, try it free for 30 days. And I said, let me just do it. I really can't afford to be paying for thumbnail things because it's not like I'm this huge artist that can make that much of a difference. I can't really utilize the couple extra features that well anyways. Plus, there's not a ton of extra stuff. But I said, you know what? Let me do it for the 30 days just to see. Who knows? So I did it. About 2 weeks in, I'm like, well, this is cool. There was one feature I liked on it. But, I'm not going to pay monthly for this feature. So I start looking how to cancel my membership. And do you know, they advertise 30 days free, cancel at any time. But when you try to cancel, guess what happens? It says you cannot cancel because you haven't been charged anything yet. You can only cancel after you have had a charge on your card. Wait a second then. If I can't cancel till I have been charged once, how do I have a 30-day free trial where I can cancel anytime? That's extremely deceptive. So you have to pay for a month. They do not say that when you sign up for it. They say 30-day free trial, cancel at any time. Not 30-day free trial, cancel at any time after you automatically pay for a month. That's not a 30-day free trial. That is at best, it's a 2-for-1 month deal, right? Sign up for the free month and you have to pay for the second month. Then you can cancel. Pretty upset about that because I never came across that before. Yeah, it's awful, right? And let me tell you something. I couldn't afford that. So, boom. They really screwed me with that one. I tried for like a week looking at every way I could to cancel. It does not give you the option. Then today they charged me. I'm like, oh. I was trying to get the money out of the account so that they wouldn't charge me, but I didn't get it all. I left a little bit in there. Plus, I didn't know if it would hurt my PayPal account, and I couldn't afford that to happen for it to go negative and get canceled out or something. I didn't know. And yeah, so sure enough, they take the money out, and that's the end of the story. But really, really crappy business tactics to Canva. I want you to know I'm pretty upset with you, and you should be refunding that money to not just me, but to anybody. I'm sure if you call the number and complain, they will fix it. I can't even find a number for them that I don't think. Did I look for a number? Maybe I didn't look for a number, but they definitely don't have. I was trying to find like online help and tech support, but I'm sure it's going to be hard to call them. And even if, okay, I thought so. We don't have a call center or phone support, they say. We're dedicated to helping you find answers ASAP without having to wait on hold. If you need a helping hand, it's much quicker to get an answer in our help center. And then all the help center does is tell you exactly what I just told you. All you got to do is wait till that we charge you, then you can cancel. Scam, guys. I'm really surprised because this is a super popular software. Everybody raves about Canva, and it's a good software to use. Don't get me wrong. Like, honestly, pretty much anybody could get by with the free option. Well, not anybody, because there is one feature that most people use that is only available in the Pro, which is the only feature I use for. And what that is eliminating the background. So if you see, I have a picture of me smiling like this, and then this background is in there. And if you notice, when I do the thumbnails for this morning show, you don't see the colored background. I just blend it. The background's gone, and I blend into the, the other background. That's the feature I got the Pro for, and that's the one I use. Is like the background wiper or eliminator, whatever it's called, background eraser, I think it's called. So most people do use that. If you look at most thumbnails, they wipe out the background and combine pictures. So they made sure to leave that in the Pro version so people would order it. But if you don't need that one feature, Canva Basic is awesome. But I got to tell you, I'm really bummed out for their business practices with that free month. So now I gotta remove, because I use my debit card that I have attached to the PayPal. That's the one they have, so it comes out of my PayPal account. And now I gotta remove that because I'm scared. I don't want to deal with the company like that. Who knows what they're gonna take out next? Oh, the price doubles on month 3. We didn't tell you, but surprise, who knows? Try to make tons of thumbnails before the month is up. Make sure to save some for the future. I know, I will. I was thinking that. Only thing is, yeah, all I got to do is just keep changing the date, and I don't really need to put the date on there. So I can just make one good thumbnail, save it, and just keep basically using that one as a backdrop and then adding things on with the free version, I guess. So I could do it because now I have a whole month. I removed the card off. So I canceled my membership is what I did, yeah. And it said that your membership will be canceled on May 23rd, which is a month from today, of course, because I just paid today for the next month. So I don't know. They really shouldn't do it like they do. Anyways, we'll get going into our news story, guys. Get a net spend card for crap like I know. I need to. The only thing is, a lot of times those cards are a lot of places don't take them because they're like prepaid cards. But then again, so isn't this one. This is a prepaid card. That's why I can't. When people say like, do you have? What's the one people always ask me? Venmo or something, anything other than PayPal? I don't, because PayPal is the only one I can use this card because it's a PayPal debit card. But since it's a prepaid card, a lot of those other companies won't take it. I don't know, guys. Anyways, heck of a slow day overall. So thank you for joining us. If you'd like to be the first donation of the day, this is the link to do so. And we will give Toby double treats. Not only does he get double treats for if somebody donates, but you'll be the wake up person. You're the one that gets to wake Toby up because look at him. He gave up today. What's funny? A lot of times if it's like a busy day, he's getting tons of treats. If you guys remember on the show earlier, we didn't get any donations. So it's like a slow show. I think he just laid down because he's not getting treats. He's bored. Huh? How lazy is that? Hey, you got to stay awake, buddy. Even when you're not getting treats shoveled in your mouth. You got to stay awake for the show. What are you doing? I was in the back stalking, listening to my phone, was not close to me. It's all right, Shammy. Shammy girl. Toby's there. What a lazy boy. How selfish. All right, guys. So if you remember, we've covered this story quite a bit lately. Paul Flores, who has been accused of killing Kristen Smart, has been linked to a 2007 rape allegation. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. This is the dad of the guy who killed Kristen Smart, who was accused. If you remember, the dad was accused of like helping move the body or whatever. I think they believe that Kristen was buried under the dad's like porch or house or something like that. So they think he helped bury her. Well, now it's looking like he's being linked to another rape, 2007 rape allegation. So what a family we got here, huh? Let's take a look at this one. So here's Kristen Smart. That is the son, of course. Oh, wait. Jeez, I just totally said that all wrong. Paul Flores is the son who's being accused, not the dad. Sorry, take that all back. Ruben is the dad. I'm sorry, guys. Having a heck of a day here. So, take the dad out of it. Paul Flores is being linked to a 2007 rape allegation. So, this would have been about, 10, 11 years after he apparently did this to Kristen Smart. So, it looks like he wasn't done. It says, a decade after Kristen Smart disappeared, her alleged killer was a suspect in the rape investigation of another California woman. Newly released Los Angeles District Attorney's Office reports show that investigators eyed Paul Flores in 2012 when his DNA profile matched a sample collected from a Southern California woman who was sexually assaulted in 2007, according to NBC News. The woman told investigators that she blacked out at a bar in Redondo Beach and woke up naked and disoriented in a stranger's bed. Wow. So he did the roofied her drink, I guess? Sounds like. She went to a hospital and was given a forensic examination where a DNA sample was obtained. Guys, I'm having a really runny nose because of my allergies. Let me just, blow my nose and give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. My allergies are really backing up in my nose. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Hey, Denise. Sorry about that. My allergies are killing me. So, Shammy, you don't have to tell us the place because that's not really safe. But what kind of work do you do? Just the type of work. I noticed that you're at work a lot whenever I'm doing the show, no matter what time of the day I'm doing. It seems like you hung out at Redondo Beach a couple times. Oof. Yeah, it is a very slow day, guys. I apologize. I'm trying my best to get us going here. So, she wakes up disoriented, naked in a stranger's bed. Despite the match to Flores' DNA, the LA County District Attorney's Office determined there was insufficient evidence to prove the allegations of rape beyond a reasonable doubt and declined to prosecute the case, NBC News reports. Don't ask me why. You get a guy like this who's already a suspect in a huge case and they wouldn't even prosecute. And they have his DNA. So while police were still investigating the incident, a bartender divulged that at least one other bar patron had told a similar story about being assaulted by Flores. So this is going to be a third one. Why are they letting this guy get away with this? John Segali, a representative for the Smart family, said that the family is not commenting on the 2007 allegations. Dow noted during last week's presser that prosecutors plan to intertwine evidence of sexual assaults of other women into the Kristen Smart murder case. Smart vanished after attending an off-campus party. She was last seen being escorted back to her dorm by California Polytechnic Institute classmate Paul Flores. Flores, now 44, has always been the key suspect in her disappearance. Dan Dow, the San Luis Obispo County District Attorney, said at a press conference last week that investigators think Flores killed Smart during a rape attempt in his dorm room. So we won't go too into this one, guys, about the Kristen Smart aspect, because we have read this case quite a few times, as you guys know. So I don't want to put you guys through the same story over and over again, assuming that you've been here, of course. Not that everybody has. Hey, we got our first donation of the day, guys. What do you know? That was, yeah, we've had it slow. This has been the slowest day we've ever had. But Sabrina comes through, or Shammy, I should say, comes through to break up the silence. Give me 1 second. So we have our first donation. And guess what? We're going to count that as the lightning round for poor Toby over here, just so we can wake his butt up. Oh, boy. That one out. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry, everybody. We got a donation from Shammy. Toby, wake up. We got bacon. Hey, anybody named Toby want bacon? We got double bacons coming. Double bacons. Get them while they're hot and fresh. Double bacons. Anybody want them? No? Okay, we'll put them back. All right, go back to sleep. Oh, you do want them? Then shut up. Okay. Yeah. All right. Everybody say thank you to Shammy. Particularly say thank you if your name happens to be Tobias Hebert. Thank you, Shammy. Stream supporters. Shammy coming in with 10 doll hairs. Had to wake Toby up. He needed it. All right, so let's get her on screen in just a moment. All right. First, you got to say thank you to Shammy. You got to do quite a wave because she came through. Look at every time I raise his hand, he yawns. You notice that? That's a thing. Thank you so much to Shammy. Yeah, I've been waiting all day for this, man. You guys have no idea what I do for bacon. I'll do anything. Oh, I already took them out. That one got in the ash. You don't want cigarette ash bacon, do you? You'll probably still take it. One. Thank you, Shammy. Tobias Hebert. Tobias. That's his full name. He says, that's my government name, Tobias. And two. He knew a second one was coming. You greedy little pig. All right, guys. So since it's a slow day, we'll do double bacons for any donations coming in because, you know, it's just kind of one of those days. So we'll hook Toby up since the poor guy is just sitting and waiting. So any donations that come in will be double bacons for the man. Oh, and we get another one, guys. $5 from the lovely all-the-time supporter. You guys may have heard of her. She goes by the name of Annie. So we got Shammy for 10. Not Sham. Sorry. Shammy for 10 and Annie for 5. Kind of rhymes. Almost. Shanny Emmy. The Shanny Emmy squad. All right, guys. First donations of the day. It is finally starting to pick up. We will take it, right, Toby? Don't give him hash bacon. No, I won't, but he'll take it. He doesn't care. Yeah, Denise, Toby was passed out. So, Shammy, were you born in 81? Or were there 80 other chamois already out there? Oh, you gotta say thank you to Annie. Thanks, Annie. I know you, girl. Me and you are close. You know I appreciate it. All right, now you can get a little rest. I know you're tired, buddy, but I figured you'd wake up for bacon. Anyone wakes up for bacon, even if it's fake. Wait a minute, it's fake? Just kidding, Toby. It's not fake. You better not be feeding me bacon, bro. I mean, faking, bro. Is that what you call fake bacon? Faking? Okay. You're born in 81? All right, cool. All right, so both men pleaded not guilty at an arraignment. We'll leave this alone. I hope this guy goes down if he is guilty. But all signs seem to point to yes. By everything we can see, anyways. All right, guys. So let's take a look here. Our next story of the day. I need just a little bit more water. I promise it's the last time I'll get up. Whew. So Florida police are on the lookout for a mystery woman operating a witchcraft scam. She apparently goes by Rosalia. So I'm going to wait a few minutes to get up because I almost got to go pee, so I might as well do both things at once. I'll hold it till I really got to go, and then I'll do both at once. Get some water and run to the bathroom. So this is Rosalia right here. Known only as Rosalia, the mystery woman scammed clients who paid her for witchcraft services out of $100,000. Something's wrong with that wording. What do they mean out? Do they mean up to $100,000? So this is a sketch of Rosalia in an ad for her services. Celie las cartas. 100% private. That much I can figure out. The rest of it, I don't know. But there is Virgin Mother Mary. An unidentified, which she shouldn't be on a witchcraft sign. I'm a Christian. Not that I'm some kind of expert, but I sure know that you shouldn't put Virgin Mary on a sign about witchcraft. Jesus is not down with witchcraft, so stop that stuff, peoples. But an unidentified Florida woman is wanted by authorities for allegedly swindling a number of unsuspecting victims who paid her for spiritual witchcraft services earlier this year. Shouldn't even be doing that. I feel bad that they lost their money, but I don't feel super bad because they went to pay for that junk. At least 10 people were defrauded of approximately $100,000. Is this total or each? By the suspected occult scam artists. On April 19th, the Naples Police Department released composite sketches of the woman identified only as Rosalia. Police suspect the spiritual services scam began in January and ended in mid-March of this year. Whoa. January, February, March, 2.5 months for $100,000. Talk about a successful scam, I guess, right, guys? Guys, a little bit of water. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. When I drink coffee, my mouth gets super dry. Give me 1 second. Hey, everybody. Hey, Anon. Hey, Jared. Jared, so that never came, by the way, brother. So I just kind of left it, and I guess we can move on from that because I don't know what happened, but I don't think it's coming at this point. So I'm going to have to try to find another way. We have another donation, by the way, while I was away. Marissa, is that a bad picture? A lot of people tell me to change that picture. Is it a bad one? I think you're talking about, I think I have an old one up there. I thought that was a good picture, but everyone tells me they don't like it. Like literally everybody, well, all girls tell me they don't like it. Any female seems to not like that picture. Is it a bad picture? How come everybody tells me to change it? Let me take a look at it. But Marissa, don't. Yeah, it's that old one. Okay, I thought it was that one. What is wrong with it? So $10 coming in from Marissa. What's wrong with that picture, guys? You guys can tell me. I won't be offended. I'm just curious. And don't feel like scared because everybody says it. It looks different. Yeah. Do I look younger or something? A lot of people say, you look better now. Get rid of that stupid picture. I thought like I was doing myself a favor putting the younger strapping young lad up there. And that was when I was like losing weight at the time because I had gotten heavy. Apparently not. Because nobody likes the picture. Dang. Here it is later. All right, guys. So $10 coming in from Marissa. Thank you so much, Marissa. 2 more treats for Tobster. It's the baby face. Oh, so you like the picture. Hey, somebody likes it. Lisa likes it. Yeah, I'm not alone. All right, say thank you to Marissa. Thank you so much. We'll use this hand. You got to look at them when you wave, Tobster. You got to teach you manners. Toby doesn't have good manners. He says, leave me alone, I'm a dog. I say, that's no excuse, Tobster. You got the same issue I do, a baby face. Yeah, I get the baby face. That's for sure. All right, so let's put this up there. So thank you to Shammy, Marissa, and Annie. Thank you, guys. It was a super, super slow day. We had went like a couple hours straight of no donations, and now we finally have some. So thank you so much. People like my scruff. As I get older, it seems to, people seem to like it more because it wasn't, I didn't get compliments on it until I got a little older. Okay. So some posters promised a 100% guarantee to fix prospective clients' marital and relationship issues from this lady. Well, let's go back. In December of 2020, she allegedly began marketing her services to residents of Golden Gate and East Naples. Ads for the company began to roll out in free Hispanic newspapers, on the radio, and on makeshift flyers plastered to telephone poles and laundromats in the region. I don't know if can she get in trouble for this? Because it's like one of those things. It's not like goods and services where she's supposed to physically give you something. If she says, oh, I did my little dance, so it should have worked, can you really get her in trouble? Obviously, she scammed people, but there are rules to this. PayPal and all those companies, I don't think they were fun for things like this. Let's take a look and see. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. So if you're having an argument with your wife, girlfriend, she says she can help you with your problems, reads one flyer. The Southwest Florida phone number at the bottom of the flyer appears to have been disconnected. What a surprise. The first victim to report Rosalia to law enforcement on March 14th told detectives the woman invited him to her office where she presented a deck of tarot cards and claimed there was a dark force present in his life. This is what these people do. The woman told him to sleep with 3 eggs under his bed and bring them to her the following day. When the man returned, Rosalia allegedly waved the eggs over his head and face. Fixing your life right here. Rosalia then opened each egg. The first egg contained blood inside. Oh, this is tricks that I've heard they do. The second egg contained needles inside. Whoa, magic. Then the third egg contained worms inside. She didn't switch the eggs, though. Don't you worry. Rosalia allegedly demanded he collect all the money he had, including any cash he could borrow from friends and family, make sure to get that too, and bring it to her. On his third visit to Rosalia, the man allegedly gave her $29,500. What a deal. Telling him the money was cursed, she advised the man to give her the funds so she could bless and multiply them at her temple. Okay, so now we're seeing why she's in trouble. She promised to double or triple the man's earnings. I totally believe that's her intentions. However, she later canceled his next appointment and stopped returning his messages, police said. Who would have thought? The man told detectives he trusted the woman and didn't expect to be scammed. Wow, the way she waved eggs over my head, I thought for sure she was collecting my money to double it for me. 3 other victims also confessed they'd hired Rosalia to have their finances cleaned. Oh, that's the problem. What an awesome trick. It's not you causing your life to be ruined. The money you have is possessed. You need to give it to me and I'll clean it. Are you kidding me? Be glad my younger pics are funny as I'm a product of the 80s. I know the 80s were a time, Denise. Yeah, I realized that was getting a little mocking territory, so I apologize, guys. As I was doing it, I was thinking, maybe I'm doing a little much here. But it just upsets me that people fall for this stuff. Come on, guys. Don't fall for this. Okay? You want to go to a psychic who tells you, oh, your magic number is 6 and you're going to find your soulmate next Tuesday. Be my guest. Whatever makes you happy and feel comfortable. But let me hold your money and clean it. If you fall for that, come on. You can't be walking around that gullible, guys. You just can't. You're going to get in bigger trouble than that. You're going to have way worse problems than that. I appreciate, as a Christian myself, I'm totally against this kind of stuff. So I would never say to go to any kind of psychic or any of that stuff. But I'm just saying, if that's what you want to do, I can't stop you. But I promise you, anybody who wants to hold your money, they are looking to hurt you. I promise you. There isn't a person on this earth that wants you to give them money so that they can get you more money. It's not going to happen. I don't know. This is upsetting because this poor person was probably totally stuck, just scared, needed help, and just went to the wrong person. It's upsetting. My grandma transferred $5,000 to a man who said he worked for NYS. Needless to say, she is out $5,000. Yep. And let me tell you, there's a lot of scams out there too that call you or email you. If you're not familiar with that kind of stuff, a great YouTube channel. Actually, Jared watches this too. I think his name is Jim Browning. I'm almost positive. There's a couple of them out there. There's a few more. I can't think of them right now. But they show you the scams that come. A lot of them come from like India and stuff. And, there's a lot of legitimate companies there too. So don't discriminate in that sense. I'm just saying a lot of the scams do happen to come from there because of the laws. They can get away with it, which you can't really get away with that here. But there's so many of them, whether it's they have scams where they can change your bank information and they make you, if you ever have someone asking you to send them like gift cards or Google Play cards, any kind of thing, no matter what happens before in the call, they have all kinds of tricks. Never fall for it. Do not. They are scamming you and they'll keep calling you to get more. They'll send your number around to all the other call centers. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I just waving my hands around and I smacked the mic. So if you ever have anybody asking you to give them money, check with someone familiar with that. Message me and just say, hey, I got this kind of email. Is this legitimate? Because I guarantee you I will say most times, no, do not send that person any money. Do not give them any passwords or any kind of information. There are many, many scams out there, guys. And please, Jared, One Up Entertainment, likes to take down the scammers, as he's saying. Scammers are low lives. Yes, Jim Browning's amazing. Okay, I thought that was his name. PSA, never, ever let anyone take control of your PC. Yes, if they'll tell you to download the software called TeamViewer. It will allow them to take control of your computer and do things while you sit there and watch them. And they can black out your screen. They can do all kinds of stuff. Never let that happen. Instantly call your bank or whatever if that does happen and lock it down. They're trying to scam you. Exactly, Shammy. That's one of them. I don't know that one in particular, but there's like 50 of them. So I don't know all of them. They have one. Here's what they do. Listen to this. They'll tell you you're getting a refund, right? And they'll have you log into your own bank account. Now, they can't just transfer money because it'll get blocked by the bank. It'll get flagged. They can't do that. Exactly, Shammy. Yeah, they say they're from Apple or Microsoft. So what they do, they'll bring, if you go to, what's his name? Mark Rober. He did a video with Jim Browning. No, not Jim Browning. He did a video with another person like Jim Browning, Mark Rober. And they show you the whole operation. But what they do is they'll bring up like a text box on your screen. And they'll say, okay, type your name. They act like it's this big form that you're entering. And all it is a text box. It's nothing. But then here's what they'll say. Okay, now you're going to type that you're getting refunded $200. So make sure you only type 200. Remember, with TeamViewer, they now have access to your computer too. So as you type 200, 2 zeros, they'll say, please make sure to only type 200. If you type it wrong, this is an irreversible form. So you type 200. They jump in and hit 00 and then hit enter. And then they go, oh my God, what did you do? You typed 20,000, not 200. So the poor elderly ladies on the phone are like, oh my God, I don't know what I did that for. I'm so stupid. I'm tired. I'm so sorry. So then the guy on the other line goes, oh my God, ma'am, I told you it's an irreversible form. You just sent $20,000 to yourself from my company. And they have a way to edit your bank info to look like it happened. That's a whole other thing I won't get into. But sure enough, and they get these older people, can you please go and get the money and send it back to me? I'm going to lose my job. And these poor older people go and get $20,000 out and send it to the Indian person, thinking that they extracted $20,000 from the company. All it was a text form that the person hit 00, enter. Oh my God, you just sent money. The money was never sent. So you go get 20,000, send it, and nobody stops it because it just looks like you're sending your own money. Isn't that crazy? What happened? Oh my God, I think me too. I got letters about that. Yeah, since the stimulus checks, they're going nuts. Someone got 600 in my name from unemployment. Really? Wow. In your name, huh? Oh, you found them. Good. Yeah, don't do that to Jared. He knows what he's doing. Oh, we got another. I think we got another donation from Shammy. Oh no, this is from Shammy, but I think the email alerts are just behind. I think this is the one you did earlier, right? You sent 10 earlier. I'm just now getting the email on it. Let me check. Yeah, okay. This is from earlier. All right, so the emails are just now coming in. That's what happens sometimes. The emails are behind. Okay, cool. Yeah, so all kinds of stuff like that happens, guys. Watch for the scam. Anon, I don't know if you're typing out a scam for us to watch for or if you're talking about the one I was talking about, but that's that's a big one they do. You know what? Hang on a second, guys. If you're not good with computers, I strongly suggest that you go where I'm going to send the link. Not now. Wait till we're done. Or just type in Jim Browning. Jim Browning. Browning. He's awesome. Or he does that. He has like 100 videos on it. And then there's also a channel called Mark Rober. He only did one video, but it was either his last video or the one before. But he shows like they hire people in America to pick up the money and packages and all this stuff. It's crazy, guys. And a lot of scams. Yeah, you were telling me that you were making all kinds of software, Jared. That's awesome, man. So, guys, if you are not familiar, we are back to doing our interviews almost nightly. So we have one tonight, as well as the next few days as well. So please make sure to check out the Jason Hebert channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you would like to donate today towards helping us with those interviews, this is the link to do so. I'll post it in the chat. Thank you so much to everybody who does donate. It does get Toby double treats today. We are doing a double treat promotion. Okay, so no arrests have been made in this scam, but, you know, as long as you guys don't fall for it, I feel good. It just talks about all the different tricks that they use. Fake eggs, blood coming out of the egg. Oh my God, the blood is a sign that you're going to die. All kinds of stupidness. Don't fall for any of that stuff, guys. Whether it's those spiritual people that we're talking about or the people that call you like I was talking about. These are all tricks. Please don't fall for them. Yeah, Jim Browning. Yep, make sure to check him out. Next story. Craigslist killer lured men with bogus job ads and then shot them. Wow. So serial killer Richard Beasley preyed upon vulnerable men who became his victims. Another became his accomplice. So imagine this. He's taking advantage, first off, of the corona going on right now, right? People are so desperate for money. So he realized, ooh, if I post some job ads for some good jobs, I'm bound to get people contacting me back because people are desperate right now. So in the fall of 2011, never mind, this was in 2011, okay. Scott Davis, 48 years old, moved from South Carolina back to Ohio, where he looked forward to a new job as a live-in caretaker. In exchange for $300 a week and a 2-bedroom trailer for housing, as posted in an ad in Craigslist, Davis's duties included watching over a 688-acre patch of hilly farmland. So almost 700 acres. That's a big area. Davis needed a fresh start, and this seemed like a promising opportunity. So $300 a week isn't a ton of money. However, if you're getting somewhere to live with that, that's not too bad pay. $369, so $1,200 a month, but your living expenses basically paid for. That's not too bad of a deal. A lot of people will take that. Unfortunately, this was fake. On November 6, 2011, Davis went to a Noble County restaurant to meet his employer, who called himself Jack. Alongside Jack was a teenager he introduced as his nephew. Davis later rode with the two to a wooded area. He then got out of the car with Jack to survey the surroundings. But Davis, who walked in front of his new boss, heard a click, a sound that may have been made by a gun misfiring. He turned around as Jack shot him through the elbow. Imagine that. Before we go forward, let's take a look at these guys. Scary couple fellas. Here they are. I wouldn't want that guy as a boss. Thankfully, he's not a boss. He has no job to give, and I'm sure he's now in jail. Bleeding and in pain, Davis ran for his life. Thank God that gun misfired, because I'm sure it was aimed at his head first. Davis ran for his life. He hid for 7 hours in the middle of nowhere before making it to a house where the owner called 911. Imagine having to hide for 7 hours while you're bleeding from a gunshot wound. Whew. It's plenty of money to some of us, Boston. Yeah, no, that's not bad. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's true because it depends where you live. $300 is probably good pay in some areas, even without getting housing. You know what? Now that you say that, give me 1 second. This is an interesting story, but I want to see one thing. Which state has the lowest minimum wage? Is it like Kentucky or Oklahoma or something? Let's see. Has the lowest minimum wage in the U.S. Georgia. The 2 states with the lowest minimum wage are Georgia, $5.15, and Wyoming, $5.15. Oh, wait a minute. However, employers in Georgia and Wyoming who are subject to the Fair Labor Standards Act must still pay the $7.25 federal minimum wage. So does that mean some of them aren't subject to the Fair Labor Standards? Oh boy. So whether it's 5 or 7, that is low. When I started working in my first job, I was 15. I was born in 83. Okay. So that 83, 93, 98, but it's actually 97 because I was born at the end of the year. So I started working in 1997. I'm sorry, yeah, 98 would have been 98. It was $7.50 or $8 then here. I know you are, Shammy. Wow. Do some places pay $5.15, Lisa, in Georgia? Or is it saying that they're all subject to that $7.25 in Georgia? Even so, $7.25 is low as heck. It is $13 up here, I think. We're almost double in Mass. Of course, living expenses are much higher, but still, what if you live in like Atlanta? It's expensive to live there, isn't it? It makes $5 or $7 an hour. That was what our minimum wage was in 1998. Wow. Talk about, I didn't realize though, I mean, I knew there were different minimum wages, but I didn't know it was almost half. I mean, that's insane. How much is an apartment down there? It can't be half for an apartment. I know there's differences, but wow. I started at $5.15 many moons ago. Yeah, but does some places still pay that? I mean, even $7.25 is super low. Like I said, it was $7 or $7.50 here in 98. Wow. While Davis was treated at the hospital, police searched for the shooter by reviewing security footage at the restaurant where the meeting took place. So this is Mr. Davis, the man who was shot right here. This poor guy. So he went and met these two, thinking he's getting a job, and sure enough, he gets shot. 5 days later, as news of the shooting incident spread, police received a call from Deborah Bruce. Her twin brother, David Pauley, 51 years old, of Norfolk, Virginia, had responded to an ad that sounded identical to the one Davis was duped by. I have a feeling this isn't going to end good. Police noted Davis and Pauley were about the same age and theorized that there could be a pattern forming. They considered the possibility that the shooter was interested in a certain type of victim, middle-aged men with relatively few family ties. In fact, they would later discover that a woman in her 20s who answered the ad in October said she never heard back about it. That's odd. You would think that they would want the woman, right? Because one, it's a woman and they're men for obvious reasons. But two, she's easier to, if they want to hurt her, she's easier to hurt, right? I mean, that's weird. But apparently, hey, it's a serial killer. They have patterns. For whatever reason, they wanted to take out men. You started at 325 in 87. Wow. What is it now where you are, though, Denise? Like, how does 324? What's the minimum wage there now? But that's still really low. I can't believe it's $5 or $7 in some places. That is crazy. I just try to understand if they were saying everybody every employer is subject to the $7, or just the ones, certain ones are. I'm still trying to figure out. Apartments in Atlanta are in the thousands unless you live in yeah, so how does anybody afford an apartment down there? It's crazy. You're not sure? You live in, I know your state. Let me check. I'm not going to say your state because I don't know if you want it out there. But hang on 1 second. Am I showing my screen? Okay. Okay. So it's 945 where you are now, Denise. So 3 times as low back then. 925 is low too. It's 13 where we are now, and they're talking about getting it to 15. Well, I mean, I think they're doing that nationwide, right? Trying to get minimum wage to 15. Let me tell you, if they change it to 15, those Georgians are going to be pretty dang happy. Mass would just go from $13.50 or whatever to 15. That's pretty good. But imagine going from 5 to 15 or 7 to 15, doubling or tripling your money. Whew. It's 11 in Illinois, huh? Hey, Jason, I'm posting PayPal, and it isn't deleting it so far. You already, I thought you meant doing a donation. You mean the link? Oh, cool, okay. Yeah, maybe it stopped doing that. I hope they do stop that, because that's really going to hurt me. And you know what's funny is, you saw how slow it's been today. I wonder if anybody did want to donate and it's blocked them. I really hope that hasn't happened, because that's really been helping this, this show and these channels I have. It's really been helping. And if they're going to start blocking it, that's really going to hurt. It's already enough of a struggle. Thank God I get that job coming, but still, I need something, something on top of that. All right, so police, in fact, they would later discover the woman in the 20s had been responded. Police searched for leads, my allergies, in the area where Davis had been shot. He told officials he had lost his ball cap when he fled. If they found the hat, there could be clues nearby. It took 2 days, but they did find the cap, according to Detective Sergeant Jason Mackey. They also made a chilling discovery near it, a freshly dug grave that presumably had been prepared for Davis's body. So these guys were ready. They brought him out there to kill him, and they had already had the grave dug. They were ready to kill. Isn't that scary, guys? Walmart pays $11.90 here. Target starts at $13, but now pay $15. Oh, okay. If you work in fast food, it's minimum wage. Okay. That's in Georgia. Okay, so I'm guessing nobody actually pays that $7 minimum wage then. Okay, you said fast food. They do. Wow. I don't know why anybody would work fast food if that's the case. Wow. Just go work at Target. 13 versus 7. It's literally almost double. That's a huge difference. And it can't be that much. It's probably easier at Target too, to be honest, versus cooking all that hot grease and everything. I know I'd work at Target all day. Exactly. So the search didn't turn up any sign of Pauly, but authorities suspected that he may have been buried in the vicinity. A reinforcement crew and cadaver dogs were called in. This is David Pauly, the man who went missing just days before. Fit the profile. The search turned up the body of a man who had been shot in the back of the head. Oof. Yep. Just like they tried to get the other guy, but thank God the gun jammed. Click. Pauly's sister was able to identify the victim as her brother by a bracelet, according to Mastermind of Murder. The body count escalated. Investigators found the remains of a third victim that they couldn't immediately identify. Mackey reached out to the FBI to help trace who placed the Craigslist ad. Work by the cyber team led to the home of Joe Buys in Akron, Ohio. B-A-I-S, Joe Buys. When questioned by authorities, Buys denied placing a Craigslist ad. He added that he had a tenant who rented his basement space and used his computer and internet service. He knew that man as Dutch, who was eventually identified as Richard Beasley, 52 years old. A search of the Buys home where Beasley had stayed revealed prescription pill bottles with the name Ralph Geiger on them. The unknown body found in the woods where Davis was shot was confirmed to be Geiger's. So this is Ralph Geiger, another man who fits the general profile. So these guys had some kind of obsession or fetish, whatever you want to call it, with killing middle-aged men, it seems. Whoa. Did you guys just hear Toby's stomach? It growled so loud. It sounded like an animal. What's your tummy doing? You okay? Are you sick or just hungry? That's a weird. You can't be hungry. You had like 3 treats just recently. What are you doing? Did you guys hear that? Wow, was that loud? It sounded like an animal. You okay? You see his leg going when I scratch that spot? I think that's so hilarious. Probably can't see it. He has that really itchy patch at the bottom. You scratch it. Hang on, let me get it. There it is. And his leg goes automatic. So investigators would learn that to avoid returning to prison in Texas, Beasley decided to go on the lam and change his identity. He assumed Geiger's name as one of a number of aliases. Davis confirmed images of Beasley as the man who shot him. The teenager who Beasley said was his nephew was actually Brandon Rafferty, 16 years old, of Akron. Beasley had taken Rafferty under his wing, so he had a little serial killer protege. So Brandon Rafferty is this gentleman right here. Sure doesn't look 16. This must be an older picture, but that was him. Wow. Imagine going under the wing of a man who does something like that. Investigators interviewed the adolescent who soon refused to speak without an attorney. Although Rafferty wouldn't talk, police executed a search warrant on his house where they found a briefcase containing what Mackey called a killing kit filled with weapons. They also found a disturbing poem on his computer dated August 16, 2011. We took him out to the woods on a humid summer's night. The loud crack echoed and I didn't hear the thud. It described the murder of Geiger. Investigators theorized that Rafferty's troubled home situation and lack of parental guidance helped make him vulnerable to falling under Beasley's sway. Beasley was known for manipulating people to get what he wanted from them. Beasley is and always has been a snake oil salesman. Assistant prosecutor John Baumol told producers. Over time, Beasley groomed Rafferty and was able to forge a relationship in which they were committing crimes together. As a manhunt was underway for Beasley, who was now being referred to as the Craigslist Killer, there's like 5 people that have that name, Craigslist Killer. Police caught a break. Not knowing that Bies had been in touch with authorities, Beasley left a message and a phone number with him. Using that number, police tracked Beasley using phone tower signals and arrested him on November 16th. In another police interview, Rafferty told authorities that men who responded to the bogus jobs were called candidates. They were candidates for death, said Mackey. A 4th victim, Timothy Kern, 47, died from a gunshot to the head on November 13, 2011. Wow, these guys were killing left and right. This was all like within a month. 4 guys. Kern's body was found in the woods behind a mall in Akron on November 25th. This is Timothy Kern. As you see, he also fits the profile. Whew. I work basically for insurance. I'm blessed my husband has a good job. Yeah, you're really lucky when if you have one person in the house, that has a really good job, really helps stabilize things. You need one person, and then a second person needs to just bring in some extra money and you can survive. But just one person alone nowadays, it is really hard unless you have a great job to run a house with one person. Really hard. In some areas, apparently Georgia, it's impossible. Was your last year at school? Oh, good. When offered a deal that would have enabled him to get parole when he was middle-aged, Rafferty passed on it. He refused to turn on Beasley. Rafferty was convicted of 3 counts of aggravated murder. In 2013, he was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. So instead of spending half his life in prison, he stayed loyal to that sicko killer, and now he's spending his whole life in prison. Good job, kid. Beasley received the death penalty in 2013. In 2020, Beasley was resentenced because of a procedural error during his first sentencing. The overall result remained unchanged. He was again sentenced to death and to multiple consecutive sentences for his other crimes. Good riddance. Every detail of that story made that guy sound worse and worse. What a psycho. All right, guys, we got a few more stories. We're going to do a nice long show today. I planned a long one just because it was kind of going so slow earlier. I said, let's do a nice long show and see how it goes. Give me just 1 second, and I will be right back, guys. All right, guys, welcome to anybody here. Oh, you know what I just realized? I haven't been showing you guys on screen. I'm sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Where am I? Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay. So we got Shammy, Marissa, and Annie. All right. Let me take a look. This is really behind, so I never know if something came in or if it's just catching up. Let me see. Okay. So that is just catching up. Awesome. So if you would like to help support, just like the people you see there on screen and get your name on screen, this is the link to do so. We do appreciate you guys. It's been a slow day, so any help does help us. We're doing double treats for Toby. We're towards the end of the bag too. Not yet. Calm down. You got all excited. So if you want to get Toby double treats from the bottom of the bag where all the juices lie, the best pieces, I don't know, I made that up, then any donations will go to be double for Toby. I made up the part about the juices, but hey, why not? Sounds good, right? Okay, Toby licking his lips. I know. Give him a belly rub? All right, I can do that. However, because of that really itchy spot, he might kick his leg up. Look at, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He had his stomach growl a few minutes ago too. I don't know why. Hey, I'm rubbing. Don't do that. This isn't a scratch. It's a rub. Stop that leg. Look at him. Look at the leg. He can't stop it. Watch, every time I get up here, he's his leg. Look at scratch, 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 scratch. See his leg. Scratch, scratch. There you go, Toby. Scratch that leg. Scratch that leg. Give me 1 second. What's that? Okay, guys, we got a few more stories coming in. So, a woman beats her husband to death, dismembers him, then scatters his body parts. Gail and Don Gash's marriage was on the rocks, and after a night of fighting, Gail ended it all with a log. Oh boy. So Don and Gail Gash's marriage seemed built to last. They had been together for 30 years and weathered many storms after all. Behind the scenes, however, the love had left them years before Gail beat Don to death and cut up his body into pieces. How does that happen? How do you go from loving someone to beating them to death? Oh my goodness, how cute. I'm guessing you're talking about Toby's leg and not Gail and Don. At least I hope so. That's not very cute. Yeah, Toby has these little black patches. Navy vet said to use oatmeal shampoo, so I think I'm going to have to try that. But he's just really itchy in those spots. Look at right here. Hang on, Toby. Ready? Do you see the black right there? Right here. See his leg? It's the really itchy spots right here. His legs go nuts, see? If you touch those really itchy black spots, it makes his leg go. I know. Why do they feel the need to dismember? I guess just to get rid of the body would be my guess. That's the only rational reason. Otherwise, they're just psychos that want to hurt the person even more or something. I don't know. Where did I put those? I don't know. Where did I put my cigarettes? Definitely Toby. Okay. So Donald Larry Gash was born in 1955 and grew up in Henderson County, North Carolina. Located south of Asheville, the area sits in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains on the state's western edge. He was actually born out of wedlock and was adopted by his biological aunt and her husband, daughter Leslie Gash Williamson, told Snapped, which airs Sunday, 6 p.m. on Oxygen. It was really tough in that house. There was some pretty rough physical abuse between his parents that he witnessed. Despite turmoil at home, Don was a happy and well-adjusted teenager. He was outgoing. He had a lot of really close friends. He played football, Williamson said. So here is Gail Gash. This is the woman who apparently is a psycho, cutting people up. Dang, guys, I'm sorry I keep getting up, but I left something when I got up. Oh, give me 1 second. I am so sorry. I'll be right back. And as I go off screen to get the cigarettes, they're right at my feet. Jay. Oh, well, we got more now. We'll be here for a little bit, so that helps. I'm just keeping an eye to make sure if any of your things come in that I credit you with them, because the updates aren't working too well here. They're coming in way later. All right, so Gail, oh, my eyes. I always blow smoke in my eyes. We're all family, that's right. I love how you guys just basically hang out with me, and I can run off camera, nobody rushes. We have a good thing going here. And then we get our nighttime shows, which get even way more people, so we got a good thing going here. If we can just keep those nighttime shows going consistently, I'm loving it. That was my only thing lately, is I wasn't getting interviews, so it really hurts the overall credibility ecosystem of the channels, but the interviews are the lifeblood to me, so I'm really happy that we are back to getting them. All right. So did I show you guys Gail? I think I did. This is Gail Gash, who the story's about right here. Allergies killing me. In high school, Dawn started dating cheerleader Gail Hutchinson. Gail grew up in a strict religious household. Then, while they were both still students, Gail became pregnant with Dawn's child. It was not an option for them to not get married, Williamson explained. Their son, Donald Gash, was born in 1972, while daughter Jennifer Leslie Gash was born in 77. They lived on the same 21-acre cattle farm where Dawn grew up. Leslie's mom later moved in, living in a trailer on the property. While Gail stayed home with the kids, Dawn worked at the local paper mill. As a union member in good standing for 15 years, he brought home a nice paycheck. But tragedy struck in 1984. Gail's mother had developed a drinking problem and passed out while smoking a cigarette, starting a blaze that engulfed her trailer. Dawn pulled her out, but it was too late. She succumbed to her injuries. So that's the mother. Sad. So keep in mind, this guy, who she would end up bashing to death and cutting up in pieces, saved her mother's life. Isn't that awful? I save your mother, then you brutally murder me. What a good deal for the guy, huh? Gail took the incident hard and was later hospitalized following a suicide attempt. I'm like itchy on the top of my mouth. Does anybody, I'm new to allergies. I never really used to get them that bad. Do you guys get itchy on the top of your mouth when you get them? It's driving me nuts, that itch. It's like a tickle. I got to go like this. I got to do like a suction kind of thing to stop them. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Does anybody else get allergies and get that itchy tingle on the top of the mouth, like in the back? Oh, is it driving me crazy? Because your tongue can't really reach. Well, it kind of does. Oh. Okay. So Gail took the incident hard and was later hospitalized following a suicide attempt, according to a report from Hendersonville's Times newspaper. Not long after, a tumor was found on Don's spinal cord. The operation that removed it left him unable to work, and he began claiming disability benefits. So he went from having a good job to not being able to work. The Gash family struggled financially, of course, putting a strain on Dawn and Gail's marriage. Eventually, they both pivoted. Gail got a degree in psychology from UNCA in 91 and worked in social services and at a law firm. Dawn began working as an assistant high school football coach and also as a member of the Etowah Horseshoe Volunteer Fire Department, eventually becoming fire chief. How do you go from not being able to work because of something on your spinal cord to going and becoming a football coach and fire chief? Those would be like the last two jobs. I thought he was going to get like a job sitting at a computer. How the heck could he get those jobs after having that happen to his spinal cord? What's going on here? You have that sometimes? Okay. Isn't it awful? I can totally feel it in the very back top of my roof of my mouth, and then it's a little bit my nose. It goes I can feel it here. It's like this annoying warm itchiness. It's awful. Anyways, I don't know how this guy got these jobs after that, but the fire prevention program was near and dear to his heart. mostly because I think what had happened to his mother-in-law. That makes sense. Tragedy would soon strike again, though. On Friday, March 26th of '04, Judith Gash, the wife of Don's cousin, called the Henderson County Sheriff's Office to file a missing persons report for Don. They normally spoke frequently, and she hadn't heard from him in 2 days. I think we know where this one's going. Sheriff's investigators drove out to the Gash residence that Saturday. They spoke with Don Jr., who still lives with his parents at 31. There they learned Don wasn't the only missing Gash. When we arrived and spoke to Don Jr., he said he didn't know where his mom was. Former Henderson County Sheriff's Lieutenant Ben McKay told producers. So Don Jr. said he had last seen his father on Thursday evening and his mother the next morning while she was asleep. He explained it wasn't uncommon for him to not see his parents for a few days at a time. He did add his car was missing and he had assumed his mother had taken it. Investigators searched the 21-acre property, and near a barn, investigators noticed a burn pile. Inside the barn, they found a large blue rubber storage tub. Deputies were horrified when they opened it and saw what was inside. It was a large human torso with the head, arms, and legs all cut off. Prosecutor Beth DeRoff told Snapped. The remains had been burned, too. It was partially scorched. It looked like somebody had tried to burn the torso. It was unsuccessful, said McKay. Uh-oh, I hit the camera. Okay, good. You're new with allergies too? Okay. Oh, really? You just started getting them too? Why does that happen? I never got allergies. Now I'm like king allergy lately. Only when the seasons like start to change though. Once they settle, I'm fine. A large scar on the back identified the victim as Donald Larry Gash. The search for Gail Gash became urgent. Was she the perpetrator or another victim? Don Jr.'s car was soon located in a cemetery half a mile from the house. Blood was on the steering wheel and seat. The Gash children were brought in for questioning. Investigators learned the Gash's marriage wasn't as happy as it seemed. Don and Gail slept in separate bedrooms, and there were rumors Don was having an affair. Plus, in the years before her husband's murder, Gail had repeated run-ins with the law. While working for the Henderson County Department of Social Services, she was investigated for food stamp fraud, and in 2001, she was convicted on 6 counts of obtaining property by false pretenses at another job and sentenced to 5 years probation, according to the Times News. Don had even told friends that Gail had tried to kill him on 2 prior occasions by choking him with a cord and smothering him with a pillow. The Times News reported. He would later tell Judith Gash if anything happened to him to suspect his wife and son. Really, his son? According to court documents cited by the Times News. Gail Gash was then finally located on Wednesday, March 31st of '04. She was wrapped in a sheet and hiding in the crawl space beneath a storage shed on her neighbor's property. She said she had been there since the previous Saturday. She was, I think, suffering from hypothermia. She was conscious, but she would not speak. She wouldn't talk to them. She was not in good shape. So hang on. This is the lady who did it, right? Now they're saying she was wrapped in a sheet with hypothermia? At the Gash home, detectives found blood, hair, and flesh on the mattress of Don's bed. Luminol revealed blood splatter on the walls and a ceiling, while a bloody mop and a bag of Don's were found in a burn pit, according to the Times News. Investigators learned Don had a $150,000 life insurance policy, providing motive. Gail Gash was charged with first-degree murder on April 1st of '04, according to the Spartanburg Herald-Journal newspaper. I don't think she really was sitting there with hypothermia. I think she just put herself there to look better, right? Doesn't it sound like that's what's going on? Thank you so much, Annie. Sorry it's so quiet in here, guys. We might need to take a few days off. And I think maybe I'm doing the show too much. Maybe everyone just wants, 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days a week. I think it might be starting to be too much for some people because we got a lot of regulars, but they're not coming in daily like they used to. They come in every few days. So I think that's what we need to do. We need to have less shows. When something happens every single day, I think people get a little sick of it. I don't know. That's how it feels anyway. We'll still do our nighttime interviews every night, of course. But I've been trying to think of ways to, grow the show, because the morning show is not really growing. It's definitely staying stagnant. Actually, it's went down. When we first started doing it, we had like 30, 40 people in here regularly. Now it's like 15, 20 tops. So something's going on. I think it's a little much for some people every day, especially in the morning, because when we do our nighttime shows, we get more people. We're probably in like the final 20 minutes or so, guys. Another 20, 25 minutes. So we're not ending just yet. I was going to say you can start winding down and saying your goodbyes, but we don't really have anyone talking. So other than Annie, of course, you guys can just kind of hang out and just wait, I guess. You don't need to say your goodbyes. No rush anyways, even if you were talking. But if anybody wants to donate to support, I'll post the link one more time. Oh, Annie posted it. I'll do it just to make sure, because I know sometimes it deletes her posts. But we do appreciate you guys. You can't take off on the weekend when I'm finally free. Well, that's the time when we really were planning Monday through Friday at first. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But we'll be doing the interviews on the weekend for sure. So I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do. Let me see one thing. Okay. I have a big mouth. No, please. If you weren't talking, we'd have nobody here. I know. I think that's why some people come in and they leave. They see people aren't really talking sometimes. I don't know. I don't care if people talk that much. If we had like 100 people just sitting here listening, even if they weren't talking, I wouldn't mind. But, at the nighttime shows, we get about 100 people. But, of course, that's a much different kind of show. I know these morning shows aren't everybody's taste. We might have to start doing them a little less. Maybe every like 2 days. We'll take a day off in between. That sounds good. All right, guys. So we'll keep going with the stories. Got a few left. So you have the link if you would like to support. It really does we really do appreciate it, and really does help the channel. We'll do triple treats for Toby if anything comes in from now to the end of the show. Just trying something new since it's been a slow day. If anybody wants to help out, triple treats for the Tobster. Just my luck. We'll make it work, Shammy. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging. But yeah, triple treats for any donations that come in for the Tobster. Let's wake the poor guy up, huh? I'm sorry, buddy. What's on your eye? He hates when I do this, but I got to do it. It drives me nuts to see things on his eyes. Okay. So, in a bid to avoid life in prison, Gail Gash pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and the death of her husband, Donald Gash, on November 1st, 2006. The Wilmington Star newspaper reported at the time she was sentenced to between 15 and 18 years in prison. I'm never happy with that. I say life in prison for these sickos, but what do I know, I guess. Gail would tell a forensic psychiatrist that she beat her husband to death with a small log after a night of fighting and forced sex. Well, if that's true, he wasn't the best guy, but you know what? She killed him, so she's going to say anything she can to get off. So I don't know if I believe that. I don't necessarily not believe it, but I also don't believe it. Unable to remove his body from the homes. Oh, that's why, Annie. That answers the question. She couldn't lift it. She cut it up and tried burning it before boxing the torso and dumping the remaining body parts. 4 years into her prison sentence, Gail Gash died of natural causes. On February 4th, 2010, she was 56 years old. So she got to go out nice and comfortable of natural causes. That aggravates me. YouTube's deleting your post again? Dang it. That's what's killing me. I mean, it was going to be slow today anyways. Just kind of one of those days because we don't have a lot of people coming in and out. But that totally ruins it. When that's happening on top of it, can't get any. What a bummer. It's been a rough few days. Today in particular. By the way, we got these at Dollar Tree. Half brownie, half chocolate chip cookie. They're pretty awesome. I'm a huge chocolate chip cookie guy. I'm not a huge brownie guy unless they're made right. I like blondie brownies are good with the chocolate chips. Not a huge regular brownie guy. Let me tell you, these half chocolate chip cookie, half brownie things are divine. And they're at the dollar store. Love them. So if you're into sweets, give these a try. Jason Hebert recommended. You can't have any. Why not? Because they'll kill you. Fair enough. I wish I could speak my checks while working. Oh, that'd be cool, huh? So the next few guys we'll go through fairly quick because we're an hour and a half into it now, and it's just kind of a slow day. So I might as well start to wrap this up just so I can have some time left to prepare for the interview tonight. Thank you so far to Shammy, Marissa, and Annie. So anyone else, if you're looking to donate, you have the link there, I believe. Although since this keeps deleting it, maybe you don't have the link. What a bummer. So what do we have? 25. I don't know. Let's do remaining goal, $20. I don't know. We'll make something up. Sometimes it helps when we do a remaining goal. It helps motivate someone to come on in. So that's what we'll do. $20 remaining goal, guys. See if we can hit it with these last few stories. Just for the heck of it, we're trying. Boom, there we go. And then we'll put you up on screen. Toby gets triple treats. And we'll have some fun. But if you can't, don't worry about it. There's no obligation. Just trying different things. Okay, guys. So cops police are investigated after an aggressive shoplifting arrest of an elderly woman with dementia. So this elderly woman with dementia was shoplifting, and apparently the police got pretty aggressive with her. I don't, Anon, I'm sorry. All I have is, we were talking about that earlier, because of like certain things don't allow prepaid cards. You have to have real credit cards and stuff, so they won't let me sign up for certain things. But that's all I have is the PayPal. I'm sorry. Please look at the poor dog. He's famished. You mean Toby? I'm guessing you're joking. Poor Toby. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I'm famished. Let me get up. Yay, interviews. So we aren't finished for the day yet. Nope. We got interviews we got 4 interviews the next 4 days, guys. I'm getting back to the old Jason Hebert daily, baby. I promise you. As much as I like these morning shows, they really help keep everything going. Let me tell you, the lifeblood of the channel is those interviews. So I've been working feverishly on getting everything back going. There he is. He wants his treats. He's getting up. He's like, please, man, anything you can do. Look at him. He wants him. Look at him getting up. It's okay, Toby. Relax. We'll see what happens. Calm down. You okay? Here you go. Is that better? There you go. You want talking to the mic? So listen here. So Karen Garner's attorney says an officer fractured her elderly client's arm and dislocated her shoulder after Garner allegedly left Walmart with $13 worth of unpaid items. So an elderly woman, you fractured her arm and dislocated her shoulder. That is extremely aggressive for a shoplifter. Don't get me wrong. Nobody hates the thief as much as me. But an elderly person with dementia, I think we got to have a little bit of restraint during the arrest, don't you think? He needs treats. He sure does. Look at him. He's never stood up forward like that before, ever. And we got to angle you so they can see your face, buddy. You want to go sideways? There you go. There you go. There's Toby. So let's check out this elderly woman. Look at this poor woman right here. This is her, Karen Garner, elderly with dementia. A local district attorney's office in Colorado is investigating the Loveland Police Department following an aggressive arrest by officers of an elderly woman with dementia. The 8th Judicial District Attorney's Office announced on Monday that they have requested an official review of the 2020 arrest of Karen Garner, 73. Garner was arrested on June 26 by the Loveland Police Department after Walmart reported she had shoplifted $13 worth of items. Sarah Schielke, Garner's attorney, claims that Walmart forced her back. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, Show's been going on too long, guys. That's the official sign whenever my back starts hurting. Oh, boy, give me a second. Oh, I feel your pain, Toby. Now I'm hurting. We got to get through the show, though. Sorry, guys. Oof. Okay. So, claims that Walmart forced her back into the store and took the items before she could offer to pay for them. Well, I mean, she's elderly and has dementia, so let's keep that in mind. But as far as a regular shoplifter, I don't want to hear that you're now going to offer to pay for them after I caught you outside. Too late for that. So I don't want to hear that piece. After which she left the establishment. The charges against Garner were later dismissed. Footage from a body-worn camera obtained by the Associated Press shows the responding officer catching up to Garner on a roadside. I don't think you want to play it this way, he tells her. Looking confused, Garner shrugs. The officer then physically restrains her. I want to find this video, by the way. From the time he got up to her within arm's reach to when he grabbed her and violently threw her to the ground and put her in handcuffs, 8 seconds passed. Okay, so they're just saying he was really aggressive. The officer hogtied Garner on the ground as she kept repeating, "I'm going home." Shielke says her client suffered a fractured arm and dislocated shoulder as a result. She must have been screaming, though. An elderly woman with a fractured arm and dislocated shoulder. Wasn't she? She was screaming, "I'm going home." I thought she'd be screaming, "Help, I'm in pain," you know? Garner filed the lawsuit against the department for use of excessive force and serious bodily injury during an arrest. As a result, the Loveland Police Department put the responding officer on leave, they announced on April 15th. An assisting officer has been reassigned. LPD takes very seriously the allegations concerning the arrest of resident Karen Garner and shares with the community the concerns about video images that became public on Wednesday. Okay, so we don't have the video, but we have images. Let me take a look, see if I can find this, guys. Oh my God, she was such a threat. He had to hogtie her. What is wrong with him? Tell me about it, right? This poor woman is elderly. That alone means she's not really a threat. I mean, she can have a weapon, of course, but she wasn't threatening to have a weapon. She was trying to run home, it sounds like. And she had dementia. Now, of course, they couldn't have known that at the scene, most likely, unless she was saying something crazy out there or whatever. But let's see. Karen Garner arrest. See if I can find it. I don't know if they have the video or if it's just images from the video. Karen Garner arrest video. Let me see. Colorado police break arm of woman with dementia during arrest. Here we go. Give me 1 second, guy. Oh, look at this poor woman. I can see. I think it's just the images, though. Oh, here we go, I think. Wait, here shows a woman arresting her. Wasn't it a man that arrested her? I guess a woman was on the scene. I think they need to have a woman there, right? Whenever they arrest somebody. Let's take a look. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I got to make sure you guys can hear the audio. Give me a second. Share screen. Share audio. Okay. Here we go. So that's them trying to stop her. So they force her back in. I actually don't have I have no problem with this at all. The guy's just doing his job, saying, no, you tried to steal, get back in there. He's supposed to do that. So that's okay. I don't want to hear that they should have given her a chance to pay for it. No. When people steal, okay.
All right, let's stop, ma'am. I don't think you want to play it this way. Ma'am, please stop. You want to stop? Lights on, siren, stop. You just left Walmart. Do you need to be arrested right now? No.
Okay, she doesn't look mentally there. He should know that.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Yeah, this is way too aggressive. And she's kind of out of it. You can tell by her.
No, on the ground. Stay on the ground.
This is way too aggressive for an elderly woman. He should have guided her down. She was no threat. Let me go back a little. I don't agree with this at all. I do agree that stopping her, telling her, hey, you're going to be under arrest. Okay. Like, we got to work out in court if she was mentally not all there. I'm okay with that. But he forced her down pretty hard. Sorry for how loud that was. I have headphones on that killed my ears. Hopefully it didn't hurt you guys.
Right now? No. Okay. Let's stop. Come on.
I'm going home.
Yeah, come on. She just folds on the ground. She's no threat. She's an older woman.
No, on the ground. Stay on the ground. On the ground.
Oh!
On the ground.
Is that the cement? No, it's the dirt.
On the ground. Bravo 242. After a short struggle, she's now detained. Come on.
Yeah, this woman is very obviously not all mentally there. I can tell instantly. I wouldn't have guessed dementia. I would have just thought she's not really all there. This is a little too much. Although I'm surprised. Well, actually, yeah, he's bending her. I was going to say I'm surprised he fractured her arm and dislocated her shoulder. That he didn't seem to be that rough. Don't get me wrong. He's way too aggressive, but not rough enough to fracture somebody. But that's what happens when you're dealing with somebody elderly. You know, you never know. You have to be super careful.
I am code 4.
I'm going
Hey.
home.
That's where, okay, do you see this? I have a huge problem with this. So look what he's doing here. If he was to just push her wrist up, she would be okay. I don't know about the fracture, but I can guarantee you it's her left arm dislocated. Do you see his left hand pushing up on her elbow? That pressure is totally going to hurt her shoulder bad. Like this, that I can't even get my hand up, my arm up like that behind my, totally gonna hurt. I bet that definitely dislocated your shoulder. He's putting a lot of pressure on the left-hand side. All he has to do is hold her wrist. She's an elderly woman. She's not, her arms are behind her back. She's handcuffed. She has zero chance of overpowering you. To push her left elbow up like that, this guy has to lose his job. And I am not one of those people that goes around trying to act like every cop should lose their job. Not even close to that. But this is too aggressive. He's intentionally pushing up on her. She's pissing him off is what's happening. So he's intentionally thinking like he's pushing up on her to cause her like a time. He's thinking he's like making her uncomfortable, giving her a little pain as payback for the aggravation she's causing him. He's doing that intentionally. He's way too aggressively pushing up. He knows that elbow is killing her. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Now I see why her arm broke and shoulder dislocated. That first part when he put her on the ground, I don't think she got hurt from that. It was that end part. Those last two things, right before the girl came and then after she came, that's what did that. That guy's an absolute jerk. I could see him. He had perfect control of her, and then he intentionally went up on the right here. Push this up. That would break my shoulder, never mind hers, or dislocate my shoulder, never mind an elderly woman. That was sickening. And like I said, I hate people who watch every police, thing on earth and go, fire the cop, fire the cop. That's not what I'm doing. I do not do that. But that one, yeah. Right, Marissa. What a POS. Absolutely right. If that was my grandma, I'd be arrested because I'd be swinging at that guy, and I'm not afraid to say it. And that's even before they hogtied her. Apparently, they went much deeper than that because they hogtied her. Jeez. That was my grandma. I'd be getting shot because I would instinctively punch that cop and then he'd shoot me. Oh, we got another donation coming in from Annie. Thank you, Annie. You didn't have to donate again, Annie. Thank you so much. What were we at before? Hang on. We're almost done, guys. We'll finish at about the 2-hour mark, which is about 10 minutes from now. So stream supporters were, I can't remember the amounts, I'm sorry. Annie did twice. So 10 from Annie now, 10 from Marissa, and 10 from Shammy. Annie. Shammy. and Marissa, $10 each. Thank you, Annie. You didn't need to come twice, but we appreciate you. We'll get Toby his treat. You got one, buddy. Triple treats. What do you know? Triple treats. You better thank Annie. She saved you. She saved that growling stomach. Yeah, I deserve it. Sitting here all this time. You don't deserve nothing, Toby. It's your job. This is what I pay you for. All right. Oh, 1, 2, 2. Don't want to put in the ashes. Guys, we're going to finish soon. We only got a few people left. 7 or 8 people in the chat. So we're winding down. We got one. Say thank you, Annie. Thank you, Annie. Look at the camera. There you go. Good boy. Thank you, Annie. Oh. You dropped one. We don't want to leave a bunch of stale bacons like last time when I moved the rug and found a bunch of them. One more. Yay. Oh, what do you got here? Okay. You clean? Okay. All right, we got it. All right, guys. That was upsetting, huh? Sorry for making you watch that. I wanted to see if they really were as bad as it sounded. And if anything, that was probably worse than it sounded. That's upsetting. All right, guys. Thank you to Annie, Shammy, and Marissa for $10. If anybody else wants to, that's the link right there. Third comment up. And it does get Toby triple treats. So you got about 10 more minutes to decide if you'd like to help out. So two more stories. So a rapper and a star of the show Love and Hip Hop named Baby Blue is shot in an attempted robbery in Florida. Oh, this is the same. We covered this. This is the Pretty Ricky guy. We don't need to go over this again. No, we covered this exact story yesterday, so let's skip that one. Okay. I thought it was a different rapper. I didn't read the secondary part of the article. Sorry about that. You guys know, if you don't know, a woman thought that the Pretty Ricky guy shot and I believe killed her boyfriend, but it ended up not being him, I believe. So it was mistaken identity, and she sent somebody after him. So a former U.S. Marine accused of killing his estranged wife, he called police for help numerous times. Brian Earl Johnston allegedly lit his estranged wife, Kelly Wilkinson, on fire in front of her 3 young children. Whoa, wait a second. Why would you do that? In front of her children? What if she accidentally fell on the children? They'd all burn up too. Psycho. I mean, he's a psycho anyways, but I'm just saying, did you not care? Also, if obviously you didn't care about your wife, did you care about the children? Look at this poor girl. When you look at someone's face and you know how they ended up dying, it's a really eerie feeling, isn't it? Like I look at this girl's face and I know she's going to burn to death. It's just so creepy. Really upsetting. This poor, regular looking person, and little do they know, a few months from then, they're going to be lit on fire while alive. That is upsetting. Let's take a look at this story. So a former United States Marine is accused of killing his wife, a mother of 3, in front of their 3 young children at her home in Australia. Police discovered the body of Kelly Wilkinson, 27 years old, in an Arundel backyard on Tuesday during a welfare check. I'm guessing Arundel is the city, Arundel. The Queensland police wrote in a press release. Neighbors had reported hearing screams and an explosion. An update from police specified that Wilkinson lived at the address and that a 34-year-old New Byth man had been arrested in connection with her murder and for breaching a domestic violence order. See, he was living in, New Byth or Arundel, wherever, and he had apparently was from America because he's a former U.S. Marine. The suspect has been identified as Brian Earl Johnston with a T. While he lives in Australia now, he's a former Ohio resident and an ex-U.S. Marine. He left the Marine Corps in 2005 and married Wilkinson in 2012, according to the Australian. Neighbors reported seeing Johnston fleeing from the scene, covered with blood, according to 9 News. Investigators found him semi-conscious on a lawn a few blocks away. He is reportedly in a hospital in stable condition, recovering from burn injuries. I was going to say, why is he hurt? But it sounds like the idiot lit her on fire and ended up getting himself, or maybe she, in a last-ditch effort as she was burning, ran at him or something. Who knows? But poor girl. I'm glad that he got hurt because he caused all of it. Johnston had been charged with murder, contravention of a domestic violence order, and breach of bail condition. He allegedly set Wilkinson on fire in front of the 3 children, who are all under the age of 9, according to The Guardian. What kind of life do you think these kids are going to have? How do you think they're going to sleep? Do you think they're going to have nightmares about their burning mother in front of them? Johnston's lawyer, Chris Hannay, told the Brisbane News that he spoke to his client 2 days before Wilkinson's death. I saw him on Sunday in relation to family issues with a very good friend of his here, and he gave no indication of any substantial indicators that would have explained the behavior that's happened in the last couple of days, the attorney told the outlet. Wilkinson called the Queensland police 3 times for help with ongoing alleged domestic violence matters in the weeks and months leading up to her slaying. So she called out for help. Apparently they either couldn't or just didn't do anything. What a shame. Johnston's due back in court on June 4th. I gotta say, that is probably, to me, the second worst way you can go. I don't know how you guys feel about ways you can die. To me, like buried alive or any kind of like, I've heard of people falling down chimneys and getting stuck. Anything like that where I'm like this and I can't move for hours or days, I would just I'd go crazy. To me, that's like the worst way to go. But second to that would probably be burning to death. Whereas being stuck in the ocean with things swimming all around me for like days while I fear when the shark is coming to bite my legs off or wherever, that would be third. I don't know how anyone else feels. I hear a lot of things like falling from a plane or something. To me, I don't know. I feel like that would be scary, but I don't know. I feel like after a few seconds, you would just kind of either like faint or just give up because you know like there's nothing's going to save you. And I don't know. I don't know how terrifying it would be during like a quick fall. I think it's pretty quick, but that's my list. Being restricted, buried alive, something along those lines is number 1. Fire, number 2. Stuck in the ocean would be number 3. Actually sinking, like, you know, that story where the couple had a anchor tied to them. That one, that's scary too. But to me, you would drown so quick that you'd only have a few seconds to be scared, and the pressure would probably explode your brain or so, your lungs or whatever. So you wouldn't last long anyway. So it's up there, but that's not my number 1. Yeah. Poor lady went one of the worst ways you can go. And she was telling people, help me, help me. This guy's going to kill me. That's basically it, guys. Boy, this was a long show. Thank you so much to Annie, Shammy, and Marissa, who donated $10. We do appreciate you guys so much. Being able to breathe, that would be awful. By fire, drowning, or being buried alive. Yeah, so we get the same list pretty much. Hey, Angela, yeah, we're like 2 hours in. We're just finishing up now. I'm sorry. I don't know how long I'm going to leave this one up. It was a quiet show. There's not a ton to miss in the chat, that's for sure. But we had a few people hanging out and stuff. We would have loved to have you here, Marissa. That's for sure, because it was a quiet chat. I mean, Angela, sorry. Marissa was here. Oh, everyone hear Toby? That's when he's hot. I don't think you guys have ever heard him. Have you? That means Toby's getting hot. He wants to go down and pee and do his thing. So it looks like we're finishing just in time. Yeah, alligators are a scary one. But to me, like, drowning isn't that. It is scary, of course, but to me, it's so quick, you know? I'm talking about if you're just already going down. It's like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Pass out. Whereas like if you're stuck and can't move, you have like days to worry about it. Ugh. Or, well, I guess you could use that same thought process to fire because that's quick too. But I just feel like it's such an overwhelming physical pain. Whereas with drowning, it's not a pain. He's thirsty, yeah. He's thirsty, he has to pee, and he's hot, that whole thing. When he gets hot, he instantly has to pee and drink. Toby and his lump. Lumpy. Hey, Lumpy. That's my boy. All right, guys, so we're finishing. Thank you, everyone. It was a really slow day, but we appreciate those of you that hung in there with us and hung out for a bit. Thank you so much to Annie, Shammy, and Marissa, who were our supporters for the day. We did another show earlier today, and we didn't have anyone on that show. So you three are our top 3 supporters for the whole day. So thank you so much. I just want you guys to know we do appreciate you. There's never any obligation to do anything, but on super slow days like this, when people do come through, especially towards the end, I can tell they're coming through just because it's like a slow day and you're trying to be helpful. So just know that I recognize that and I do appreciate you. That's really awesome of you to try to help out the show and everything. I do appreciate you coming through, like Annie, when you came through a second time. You never have to do that. I know you did it just to try to help out. So thank you so much. What was I going to say? Oh, Toby appreciates it with his triple treats, right? You got triple treat time. You loved it. But other than that, it was great hanging out with you guys. We'll finish up there. And Angela, sorry, you came in at the very end, right as we were finishing up. We covered a lot of stories today, at least. I tried to give it, since it was really slow in the first show, I figured I'd give a nice long show for the second one. So it worked out pretty good. But we're going to finish up there. Let's get Toby ready. You got to go. You want to get some drinks, buddy? Get some drinks, go pee, call it a day. Me and Toby are probably going to go take a little nap because we have an interview at 9 tonight. Okay. So make sure on the main Jason Hebert channel that you're there. 9 p.m. we have a missing persons interview tonight. In the following 3 days, we have 4 in a row scheduled. So please make sure not to miss any of them because it's going to be a really good few days. I probably am not going to do too many morning shows the next few days because I found that, we had a good day like maybe 2 days ago, but we've had a couple really slow days. So I think I might be burning people out, especially since we've been doing a couple a day on some days. So if anything, it's going to be at maximum of 1 in a day. But some days I might just skip it altogether. So I don't know exactly how it's going to end up. But I don't want to burn people out either. That's not good for anybody. I want to keep you guys excited and looking forward to the next one. Not like, oh my God, another one? You okay? You gonna go pee? Okay, guys, we're gonna get him down. And I love you. Thank you for joining us. And we will call it a show. Thank you so much. I will see you in about 4 hours exactly. All right. Take care. I love you. And have a great night. Not a great night. Have a great day and see you in 4 hours. Take care. Bye-bye.